Going in hot.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. We are back on a Monday night. I snuck downstairs away from my puppy upstairs to come game with you guys and see if I can't kill a dwarf. That was my main goal for tonight. But we're going to jump back in. If you've missed any of the episodes, I definitely recommend you go back out to YouTube. They are all up. I'm caught up somehow, amazingly enough. Or you can check out the VODs and Twitch. We open up, and I will bring you in. You can see our character sheet, but we're going to go right to our screen here. And as you can see, we have sort of a map. It's not a full map because some of you are off to the left a lot farther than what you're currently standing, but we are able to at least represent the noble dwarf who has just dove into, I think, what you guys have called the fight pit. And Coffee, I believe you were on the other side getting ready to get back up and do something. We were at the top of the round when we ended. We had Ildamain, the female giant, is now up. The male giant has also moved to engage Greybeard. And I think that's where we will pick up our battle as our heroes have tracked down the two giants that have attacked Tribor in an attempt to keep them from getting to wherever they're going, I assume. And we'll see how it turns out. So hopefully you like it. Hopefully you enjoy it. We're jumping in. Top of the round is Coffee. You were knocked down due to the giant making his charge, and the ground shook the logs you were on. You didn't fall or anything. You're not prone or anything like that, but you did fall off these 3 high logs. These are stacked 3 high. And you, my friend, are up.
All right, what do I have to do to get over the log?
Just climb up, just regular athletics check, and it's anywhere from, I want to say, 5 to 7 or 8 feet, so it's not very tall.
All right. I am going over. And is the giant girl still prone?
No, she is stood up.
All right, first thing I'm doing is going into Blade Song as a bonus action.
Okay. We'll put that up. That's a 10 round one, right?
Correct.
Is anybody else seeing just the giants in the turn order?
Yeah, I'm just seeing the giants.
I just saw Blade Song go in there, but that's it.
Yep. Is it also dark?
Yeah, I've got a dark map and
Yeah, it is
nothing
at
in the turn
night.
order.
I mean, it's
let's check
really
tokens.
dark.
Well, we're really far away. You and me, Jarrel. We're like 200 feet away. Well, I'm 200 feet away. I don't know how far you are.
Let's see. Yeah, it says you have your sight. For Finn, you can't see.
I can see a little bit around me, but it's very, very, very dark. And again, the turn order is what I'm more worried about.
Yeah.
Well, I've got it up on mine, but it came over from the other map is probably why you guys don't see it. When I copied it over, I still have the turn order on my screen, but maybe it didn't. Maybe if you close it, turn it back on.
I did try that; did not work. But I bet the initiative might be tied to the map,
Yeah, that could be.
so we're not going to see it.
I don't have the option to close it.
60.
No, I shut Roll20 down and reloaded, trying to refresh it.
All right, so I'm still invisible. Does that give me advantage on attacking her?
Good question. Let's check.
It says you had advantage on attack rolls. Attack rolls against you have disadvantage.
Yeah. Yep. Attack roll against this creature.
All right. I'm giving her my bestest. I hope my bestest is good enough.
I hope so.
Two 20s.
Yeah, that would get through the plate mail. Why do I have...
For a total of 18.
Try this. Okay. Grievously wounded, but still alive.
Damn. Does it help that I...
And you are no longer invisible.
Correct. Ah. Could have been handy with some poison, but that doesn't seem like something I would do. All right, Greybeard. I did what I could do. It's all you, buddy.
Yeah. Again, I can't see the order, but I know I'm soon.
Yeah, so that was movement. That was... Oh, did you make your athletics check to get over the logs? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
What was the roll? Oh, God, there's a... something on
I
my
just
screen.
did that because I forgot, so it's a 19.
Thank goodness.
I'm going to assume that made it.
Okay. I'm going to... Give me a second here. I'm going to log out and log right back in my making my map mess my screen up. So give me just a sec. Let's log out. Come right back in. See what happens. My push to talk button messes with dragging and dropping sometimes, so that is a pain. Just as a side note. All right, jumping back in. So yeah, that was 2. And we're using your short swords, I assume.
Yep.
All right. Dove into the fight pit. And she has quite a bit of blood pouring out from a lot of different wounds thus far. In the turn order, up next will be Ardreth. You guys were pretty far out, but moving in, as I recall.
Yeah, I think should be about, what do we start at 120? And I think I'd done 30 because I was trying to move quietly and slow till the dwarf jumped in.
Yeah.
So I will speed up and move 60 to get closer.
I'm gonna
Okay.
Oh,
Hey.
At this point, it's not going to do me a lot of good.
All right, that's there.
did refreshing your browser help with the turn order?
My turn order is fine, but I don't know about your guys'.
It was either Finn or Ardreth.
I'm seeing it all now, but I'm not seeing the turn order, but I am seeing that. Oh, did you already move me closer?
No.
Okay, I just moved up, and it looks like I was closer than I thought.
No, yeah, you're not. You're actually on the edge of the board because I don't have enough map to go back out
Gotcha,
there. I'm just
okay.
using a random. So go ahead and leave
All
yourself
right,
on the edge.
I should be
there.
about 30 away from it when it's done.
Yeah, because you went. Let's go back over what you did that last round. So
I did a
everybody
single move quietly with my bow held because at that point nobody had jumped in. So I will move 60 this time and get to within about 30 feet of the edge. And that we can't see the giants over the top, or can we?
You can just make them out over the top. They're taller than the logs.
I will take a shot then at one.
Okay. Let's see. Let's put you here. Because that probably... All right, so how far out were you, Ian?
I was about 200.
200. Jarrel was out near you, but you guys were spaced apart, so he's out about 200. Finn, you had ran in Where were you at?
I thought I was on the wall, but if I'm not, I'm going to be on the wall maybe next turn.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll put you at the edge then. And then, Ardreth, that's where you're actually going to end up, is that spot right now. So that's going to be probably about 30 feet away. All right. So that gets us caught up there,
Take a shot?
Then, yeah, you could take a longbow shot.
Yeah.
You.
Finally.
Yeah, so that's a hit.
Take her down.
And now we'll need damage. You can just click on the word longbow in the chat part.
I don't do much damage, but at least I hit it.
Yeah. So yeah, underneath where it rolled, just click on the word longbow.
Oh, actually, that was better than I expected. Nice.
There we go.
Okay.
And who's your target?
Whichever giant I can see. I mean, I can't differentiate at this point.
You can see either one.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take a shot at the female then, because I knew she was the most wounded when we left.
Yeah, okay. Control L. Yeah, you should be able to see them now. Like, I got the light correct, right?
Yeah, I can see her now. Yep.
Okay.
I'll take a shot at her.
Yeah, so the arrow flies true, hits for 9 points of damage. What's the +1 for? Oh, no, 8 points of damage. The one would have been the crit. So 8 points of damage. That looks about right. Yeah, so that's enough to kill Ildomain, so you get to describe how the arrow hits her.
Oh, nice. All right. So the arrow kind of comes at a slight arc over top of the wooden thing, proceeds up, and actually catches her right in the left eye.
Snap.
Now, being a small arrow, though, it still penetrates deep in, and you can't even see the feathers after the penetration. She screams out in a roar of pain and falls towards her loved one, the husband giant, and she
crushes the dwarf.
moans and screams out loud, "Revenge me!"
No. Why did she scream, "Let them go"?
Oh, she screams, "Let them go!"
I forgive them.
Give them
Don't
money
kill the dwarf. That's what she screamed.
and give them all my gold.
Okay. Yeah, so Ildomain, the fire giant, has perished from her wounds in the previous battle and several wounds from this battle, and makes a large rumbling sound as she crashes to the ground again in her plate armor. Let's have... Okay, that's there. So now we can move to... Greybeard, you're up.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so Ildomain, lumps it, and I look at, and we don't know the male giant's name, or at least I don't remember hearing it at all.
Yeah, you've not heard it yet.
So I guess he's GB kind of, steps off of Ildomain, great axe overhead, and just goes complete ape. Frenzy. I'm so screwed up on pain meds. All 3 attacks, basically, all at advantage. And then he's going to have advantage on me. Reckless attack, frenzy, and assorted whatnot. So here they go.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
a no. And advantage is coming from your frenzy?
from my reckless attack.
Reckless attack, that's right. Okay. That's still a no.
Yep.
And yeah, 1 hit.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right. 12 slashing damage. So battle axe clangs off of this black, dark plate mail several times. You guys can hear it ringing throughout the night. Sparks are flying off. Coffee, you even kind of duck to the side a little bit as they're crashing off, but you're noticing he wasn't getting through the armor until the last hit kind of bit deeper, but it still is probably just a scratch on this guy at this point. So, good effort, our Dwarven Barbarian, but Finn is now up. Unless you're going to move.
No, I used everything up, and one of us has to stand here and help Coffee.
While the rest of the party hides outside, cowards. He roars at you, fight like a giant. All right. So, Finn, you're up. We'll put you on the edge, and then you can use your movement.
All right, I'm just going to use the odds movement. My action is going to be to move the moonbeam north to the male giant.
All right. What kind of footprint is that again? I don't remember.
It's a 5-foot cylinder.
Foot cylinder. Let's see if we can find. Nope. Magic circle. I'm going to see if I can find an icon.
Well, wherever he moves, I'm just going to move it to him, so you don't have to put it on there if you don't want to.
Oh, but it sounds fun.
Okay.
Okay, so 5 foot is just a square. When you originally hit him, it was in this spot. I guess I could just let you control it.
It can move up to 60 feet in any direction.
What's the name of the spell again?
Moonbeam, all one word.
There, I think you can now move it. All right. And if he is still there when the turn ends, he takes damage?
Yep, he has to make a con save or take 2d10.
Okay. But not like immediately. It's when it's at his turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did your movement get you onto the logs? Is that what you're...
I don't know if I was actually starting from this point on the edge of the map.
Yeah. We'll say you're at the edge. So whatever his...
Yeah, that'll be nod right up to the top. That's
Okay.
a regular movement.
Go ahead and do an athletic check with Nod as he leaps up onto the logs. Yeah. Like cat-like reflexes.
Cat-like.
Moved. What's the line from the books that everybody loves?
Speed
Moved
that
with
belied
speed.
his size.
Yeah, there you go.
Every hack author ever.
There we go. Every hack DM has to use it too. All right. So that was Finn. That was movement, moving the concentration spell. Any bonus actions?
I do not believe I have any that I can take at this point.
All right, Ian, 200 feet out. You see half of your party moving in. You are up.
And a cat jumping over.
There's a beacon from God on the guy you have to kill.
I run forward 35 feet. Wherever that gets me.
Okay, so that puts you at 155, right? No. Wait, you said 35 feet?
Yeah, I'm moving 35 feet. My full movement.
Yeah, it's 165. You're 165 feet out.
Oh man, so close. All right,
And I hear a cat.
a seagull. You mean?
A seagull. I hear a seagull.
I heard it too.
Yeah, they're running by. I shoot at it twice.
It's a flying
Miss.
cat.
And 19. Oh no.
Nope, miss.
Yeah. Well, you know. And that's my turn.
All right, so 2 arrows fly out from the night. Hit kind of thunk into the back of this log back here as it misses our dancing around fire giant who is currently in melee combat with a dwarven barbarian and soon to be in combat with a spell singing elf. So that was movement, that was action. Any bonus action?
No, that's the end of my turn.
That is it. Okay. Moving on to Jarrel. You were also 200 feet out. You guys were spaced apart a little bit, but you're about 200 feet out.
200 feet out. Well, I guess. I mean, I'm not really.
And it's
doing
good to have
anything.
Jarrel back this week.
Thank you. It's good to be back. All right. Well, I guess if I'm 200 feet out, I can't really do much. So I'm going to dash. And I think I have all my key back, so I can also do Step of the Wind, I think. Spend 1 key to take the dash action as a bonus action. So I can move 100 and... No, I can't. 40. Yeah, I can move 120 feet. 40, 40, and 40. So where would that put me?
So you'd only be 80 feet away from this.
So I'm 200 feet away from the wood?
Yeah,
Okay.
from
So
that
the-
piece right there.
5, 10. These are 5 feet, I guess.
Yeah, I think the measurement's right.
Okay. So I'm going to dash up to here. And I guess I'm assuming this is like 40 to the wood. So I'm 80 away, I guess.
Yeah. If it's more than what's actually there, we're just going to keep you on that column until you guys are
Okay.
close enough in.
That's fine.
This was a 5-minute map build as I quickly came down earlier tonight. Okay. Also, I believe you were given a potion, which may or may not have been marked down on your character sheet.
He
So you have
also
a potion
has
of healing.
the Ring of Protection right now, but that will not be affecting him.
Oh, that's true. You are carrying a magic ring that has not been attuned yet.
Am I wearing it or is it just on me?
Believe you're carrying it at the moment. So I would
Okay.
assume a pouch or whatever.
We kind of rushed out of town. We didn't really talk much about it, but you're holding it.
Okay.
So it's Ring of Protection +2, which may not be marked on your sheet yet, not attuned. And then you were also given one of the healing potions. You guys were given some healing potions, and you got one of them.
Okay. And I think I used one and I didn't mark it off, so I'm good.
Okay, yeah. You also are the proud owner of a riding horse. So you also have that. You can
Am
mark
I
on
riding
there.
it?
I hope not, but I assume the horses are back and not into combat. They are not combat horses.
Oh, okay.
But you were given a riding horse as reward for the Tribor attack.
Sweet.
All right. That brings us to, it says fire giants. So you know the third one has to come in now, right? I'm just kidding. All right. So our last one is left. And he kind of beats on his chest with one hand. He has the big two-handed sword, and he's using it in his other hand. Even though it's a big giant two-handed sword, he's swinging it with one great hand as he's yelling. He's beating his chest, and he says, "My name is Oscort, and I will not leave until all of your heads leave your shoulders." As he continues his attack. And he goes after the dwarf who is bleeding pretty much out of most of the body parts that he owns, but still standing at this point. Rage, foaming at the mouth.
I think he gets disadvantage for all the tears in his eyes because he's
Yeah.
blurry vision.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still standing. Better
Yeah,
than
he's,
I ever did.
He's lost his mate, so now he's at ×2 strength. So let me see what that would be.
I think you should have disadvantage on all
Roid rage.
intimidation checks.
This shot kills your ancestors.
Name like Oscar.
So 2 greatsword hits. He's pretty basic here. He's just going to go for the full effect. Let's see how my rolls are. Now, normally, all of those you watching in chat, as I kind of just drag this out a little bit for our sweating Greybeard. Normally, last session, I was rolling really good to the point where the party was pretty discouraged. But usually by the next session we come back, they roll good and I roll really bad. So let's see if this holds through. Are we ready? I think we're ready. Here we go. First one. Oh good God. So that's an 18. He has disadvantage, right?
Okay.
No, he has advantage on you.
No,
24.
he has advantage.
Yeah. So he hammers you with his greatsword. It's 32 slashing damage to the dwarf. And the impact, actually, maybe what ends up happening is the sword swings and hits you, and it does maybe half of that damage. The rest of the damage is from you being flung and hitting the log with your entire body and crumpling to the ground, I assume, at 0.
Yes.
At this point.
Clipped your Achilles.
Yes.
Kind of like a golf putt, almost. So, turning his rage, he's going to go ahead and move over, and he's going to then swing at Coffee, who I never seem to hit, but we're going to try it. So here we go, another greatsword hit. And he rolls a 21, Mr. Coffee.
I will burn my shield.
What does blur do for you? I thought it
don't
was
have-
disadvantage.
I don't have blur up.
It's got Blade Song. Yeah. I was wondering how many spell
okay.
slots you have.
All my seconds are gone. That invisibility was the last second I had, and I just burnt my last shield, so I have Zippo.
All right. So the shield can absorb all of the damage then?
It makes it AC 26, so he did not
Got
hit.
it. Okay. So go ahead and describe that hammer hitting that shield, though, because it's a massive amount of power it's absorbing.
Yeah, so he goes and he swings just like he did with Greybeard, and was going to connect just like he did with Greybeard, but it basically flashes this white translucent shield, and the thing deflects off
Okay.
right over Coffee's head. And the giant goes, "Wow, that didn't work. I'm never attacking that elf again."
Yeah, that's exactly what he's thinking.
He's dynamite.
All right, so he is not going to move. None of the arrows hit him, so I don't think he's going to do anything there. Okay, so I'm going to let his turn end, but before I do, I got to make a Constitution saving throw. Correct, Finn?
Yeah.
So here's a con save from our giant. Are you guys seeing these rolls?
Yeah, just thought.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he hit it, but that means he only takes half damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, well, 1?
It's still 2d10. You just cut
Yeah,
it in
I
half.
just rolled a 1 die 10. Should I do 2 die 10?
Oh, yeah, do 2 die 10, and then it'll be half. Yeah.
You know what I don't know is if I get my spell bonus on that.
I don't know, because it's not one of the spells that's in the compendium, is it? Or is it?
Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
I
yeah,
do.
it is. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's see what it says. 2d10 radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Doesn't talk about anything as far as boosting that damage. So, no. I think other ones would, because you have to make an attack roll, but this one you don't have to make an attack roll.
All right.
Did you just roll another one?
Let's round that up for a 3.
Oh my god.
Okay.
2.5.
All right. So
I'm gonna bet he doesn't even notice that.
Yeah, that tickled him a little bit. He actually cleaned his armor some.
Yeah. It makes him
Good
feel
job.
like a rock star.
Yeah, he's actually liking it, drinking it in. Apparently, fire giants love moonbeams. All right, so that was... I'm getting way behind here. I didn't want... That was... I wanted to go to there. That's where I wanted to go. So that brings us back to the top of the round. Brings us to coffee.
Coffee is going to put his short sword to the female giant's neck and say, "Hold, or I will end her life for good," and go dodge, full defensive dodge.
Okay. She is dead.
Nice.
Does he know that she's dead?
Oh god, yeah. There's an arrow all the way through her cranium.
Oh, that's true. It's sticking out of her thing, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. It went through her eye.
I mean,
All
dodge is still kind of a cool concept.
Yeah, I'm just
but,
gonna dodge the. Dang, I was gonna try to threaten him. Okay, dodging.
Yeah. Okay.
Why'd you have to describe it so good, Ardreth?
Yeah. Good job, Ardreth.
Sorry about that.
Why did it just like graze her head? She fell over.
Okay, so gonna take the dodge action. You still could do a bonus action if you had anything. I believe you still could do movement even if you take dodge also. Which
Yeah, I
I'm not
will
gonna tell you
move
how to play.
here
Okay.
next to Greybeard, kind of shielding him from the giant, and I will do the classic, like sliding my swords back and forth against them, trying to intimidate this guy, even though he's like 30 feet tall or whatever.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and roll your intimidation check. Let's see how well you pull that off. Yeah.
He sees me pee myself.
Yeah. Well, there was a part when you were saying I'm going to take my short sword. I thought you were going to say I'm going to take my clean shorts out. Is what I thought you were about to say. Yeah. So you're doing you're like moving almost like you know how a chef sharpens his knife. You're using your two swords to kind of make that
Yeah, exactly.
sound, but you actually fumble one of them and you catch it quickly. But you're kind of looking at him like, crap, I think he saw that the whole time. So, all right. Let's move on to, so Blade Song's down to 9. Ardreth, you're getting closer.
I will try my best to move up the edge. Wait, can I still see him from here? You said I can see him above, right? I'll take
Yeah,
another
you can see him above. So another longbow pulls back to fire at Oscort.
It does.
Oxort?
And it
Dude.
hits his dead wife.
Yeah. It doesn't even get close to him. He doesn't even notice an arrow gets near him. So you still have movement and you still have bonus action at that point.
At this point, I'm not going to do much good standing up in a fight against him, and I have no spells left, so my only hope is going to be to shoot at him from here. So
Okay, you don't have to convince me. You know, you can be your coward outside. You don't have.
And I
to
don't have
convince-
bonus actions to add anymore, so
Okay.
I-
Greybeard. Oh,
I
go
got a
ahead.
question. On my bonus action, could I have used a healing potion?
No, I
But it's-
believe
oh.
using it.
That's
I
an
don't
action.
think. Yeah, I think that's an action because you have to pull it out of wherever you're storing it, so it doesn't just like if it was
That
in
makes
your
sense.
hand. I think I would allow it. But none of you, if you're in a fight, you can't just have it out in an easily place, or it's just going to fall off when you're maneuvering in your fight. So
All right.
it would be an
Sorry.
action. Okay, Ardreth. So we're moving on, correct? Yeah. So Greybeard, death save. Let's see how your rolls are tonight, sir.
Dun, 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 dun.
remember, low is good now. So
I already had those 2 9s or whatever earlier. There it is.
All right, there's a save. 1 success. He's fighting for his life. He sees the tunnel. Will he be able to reach for the tunnel? We'll see.
Dwarven Constitution.
Finn, you are up. You are gracefully perched atop the stacked logs. You see the battle. The giant is mostly... He's kind of looking around. His back is near towards you. Coffee is in combat with him. Greybeard is down. You do see that. Yeah, you guys on the outside probably do not know that Greybeard is down. And you can't see Finn or Coffee. You could see the giant, but you can't see Finn or Coffee.
All right. We just move down and we'll attack twice.
All right, lay it on me. Yes, 22 will strike. 19 will strike. Two good shots.
Pretty awful damage.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to roll better. A 2 and a 2. Yeah, not a good roll. Okay, so yeah, there's 2 new blood marks on him as your spear is found purchased in between a few of the plates that he wears. But he is still going pretty strong as he continues to fight. Ian, you've lost sight of Finn at this point. You do not see Coffee or Greybeard. One of the giants has gone down. You see just one remaining with a spotlight shining above him.
So we discussed before that there was no position for me to get in so that these giants wouldn't have cover, right? From the outside.
Correct.
Okay, so I just move forward. You said I was 165. I move forward, so I'm at 149 or 150, right in my range.
Okay.
And I take 2 shots.
Okay.
Pew, pew.
1 hits. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad. And that's my turn.
All right. Yeah, so one arrow flies wrong. The other one hits him, and he realizes it, and it kind of gets up near the collarbone area. There's an arrow now sticking out of him, and he roars out at you and takes his damage. Okay. Jarrel is up.
All right. Jarrel is going to... So it's going to be about 82 here, right? Something like that?
Yeah, you were 80 feet out from this point. So let's see.
Where does 80 feet end?
Yeah, so 35 would get you there, and then 80 would be past that, another 55 feet past that. So just to get to this edge, you need to move at least 50 feet.
Right. Oh, yeah. But if I'm wondering how far it is, so 80 feet would be to about here, right? Like in line with this thing here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's going to use dash to get there. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. All right. So how tall is the wooden thing?
Anywhere from 5 to 8 feet. Yeah, it's not like a uniform kind of thing. It's just been haphazardly stacked.
All right. So he's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So he's going to put himself here with his key. Yeah, that's his move.
Okay. Any?
Actually,
so that would also
what?
be bonus, right?
Yeah. He's actually going to move to there. That's 40 feet.
Okay.
Cool.
So Oxford is up, and he's fighting 2 of you here, and he's getting shot. So, as a bonus action, he reaches over and he grabs this log right here, or one of them. It's on the top. Let's do a control. There we go. So he grabs this log, and as he sweeps it through this campsite, not really at any one of you, so it's not an attack on any of you. He's not trying to hit you. And then he flings it out towards the archers. Just heaves it. And he even kind of sweeps it through for theatrical effect. Through the fire, catches this thing on fire. So Ian, you see this giant horizontal log flying out over the barricade in the sky. And I'm going to have you give me a cool roll of a 1d20. Nice. So it sails over your head and crashes past you by another 20 or 30 feet. Smashes into the ground. Then he's just going to do his regular attacks. That was just a bonus action. And then greatsword, greatsword. So we have Coffee and Ian. He's going to... Let's see. Thinking Finn did the most damage so far. Coffee didn't do too much damage to him. But you did stop the blow, and he's pretty mad about it. So he's just going to go ahead and lay into Coffee with 2 greatsword attacks. That seems about right. So here they come. 2 greatsword attacks onto Coffee. So the first one swings, and he rolls a 17. Yep, so he misses, and he actually would have hit you, but you kind of dance to the side, and using both swords, try to not necessarily stop the brunt of the blow, but just kind of redirect it as it hits into the ground. And then he pulls it from the ground, dirt flies up in a plume, and then he swings for the second time. For a 29.
That hits.
All right, so 27 slashing damage into your side.
Just barely hits.
Just a scratch, right?
Barely. Nothing would have saved me from a 29-28. Except maybe a mirror image.
Yep, that would have been a good one. All right.
Crunch.
And then I don't think he's going to... Finn, are you 10 feet away?
Yeah, I'm attacking with my lance.
Okay, yeah. He's going to move to here. Coffee, you get a attack of opportunity if you'd like to take it.
I will take it.
As your reaction move.
And I will use... Booming Blade on him. So melee attack, if it hits and he still moves, he takes another 1d8.
Is that something you can do on a reaction?
With my Warcaster feat, I can.
Okay.
So it's just a normal attack to start.
Yeah, it's good.
So 9, and if he continues to move, he gets 1d8.
Yep, go ahead, roll it.
Nine and 7, 16 total.
All right, yep, he takes that hit. He is still going pretty strong. And he moves towards Finn, and Finn, you're going to need to take Nod has to take an athletics check, and you have to take an athletics check to stay on. Nod, could get knocked over at this point. If he doesn't, then you've got to make a check to stay on him. If he gets knocked off, you're going to be thrown free. So Nod makes it. I assume that's his. Oh, yeah, aced it. Mounted combat ace. Here we go. Nicely done. Okay, so he's not in the moonbeam, so I don't think he has to take that, correct?
Right.
He tried to knock you down, but your cat is too nimble. And so we are moving on to top of the round, Coffee.
Can I administer a potion of healing to Greybeard? And
Yeah,
would that
if
get
you
him
have
up?
one on you, yeah, then you can, as your action, yes, you certainly can.
I will do so and get him up.
All right, so you pour it down his gullet, and you see his eyes flutter open as he's laying on the ground. Go ahead and roll your how many points it gets for the potion. I believe the potions are 2d4 plus something. They're standard, I believe.
Yeah, Ian's got it. 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, 2d4
Dang,
plus
that
2.
was on mute.
All right, Greybeard, 5 hit points coming your way.
I'll take it.
And I will second wind as a bonus. Just for some more hit points on my part.
Okay. Is that a roll, or is that just a certain number?
Yeah, it's just a roll at d10, so I got 5 back.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Wee, 5. Not that it matters with his sword.
All right, Blade Song is 8. Any movement?
Ooh, any movement. Yeah, can I get a full move? Not a full, but like my full 40 after doing that action with Greybeard?
Yeah, it's just like a regular action. Yep, you still get your movement.
All right, I will move over here behind this giant with cover.
Okay.
I'm crouching behind the giant.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull Greybeard with me as I feed him. I want him behind the giant too.
Crouching Coffee, Hidden Tigre.
Oh, if you're gonna try to drag him, let's see. Let's do a strength check. If you get a nice high one, you can drag him to where you're at. If it's low, you get about half your movement dragging his body. Yeah, that's high enough. You can drag him with you.
All right. I just want
Good
him
job.
behind a meaty leg or something.
Okay. Yep.
Was Greybeard down?
He's up now.
Well, he's on his back, but you've dragged him
Okay,
behind the corpse of Ildomain at this point, which is kind of like a big pile of plate metal cover, so that's pretty good. Okay, that brings us to Ardreth.
When in doubt, take a shot.
Yeah, all right, fire away.
When in doubt, miss again.
Okay, yeah, arrow not even close enough that he notices. You still have movement or bonus action.
Getting closer doesn't seem like it's going to do me much good, so I will stay here.
Okay. Greybeard, you are currently prone, but your eyes have opened. You see Coffee standing above you as he's grabbed you by the collar and dragged you behind the body of Ildomain. You were up.
I chuck 2 javelins.
From prone?
Oh, I use half my move to stand up,
Okay.
and then chuck 2 javelins.
Okay. So let's go over no rage, exhausted. Any problems here?
Nope. Only on skill checks currently.
Okay.
And 16.
Yeah, first one hits the chest piece and then just shatters, but doesn't. You can tell it doesn't actually penetrate his plate mail.
Okay.
Second one does find a hole or like a place between two plates, and you're go ahead and roll some damage. All right, nicely done. All right, you have your rest of your half movement as you see a javelin's buried into a leg piece, and any bonus actions.
Currently, no.
Okay, staying right where you're at.
Yep.
All right, moving on to Finn. You are up. Giant in front of you.
Can I use some movement with Nod to get back 5 feet without taking an attack of opportunity with him?
No, you guys are within 5 feet of each other now, so once you move out of 5 feet, he gets a free attack. And you can use disengage to get away. Then he does not get a free attack.
Nope.
But that would be your action.
We'll draw my hammer. And we will do a full attack on him.
All right, let her rip. So this is Nod and Finn standing in front using everything they've got. So Warhammer pounds off of the plate mail. It makes a ringing sound, but you can tell is not penetrating. And then Nod gets one attack, right?
You want to give
So
Nod
a bite or a
attack?
claw.
Hold on.
Yeah. Your full attack is your two and then Nod's. One of Nod's. So you can pick a bite or a claw. Oh, well, it shows a damage, but I don't see a roll.
Not seeing a roll.
Maybe just roll. Maybe just type in roll 1d20.
That is the roll.
Was it the 8?
That's a D20 plus 5.
Oh, yeah, it was. That's weird.
He just rolled a 3.
It's coming off the character sheet.
Huh. Yeah, almost looks like it's a damage roll instead of a to hit roll.
No,
That's
I think
weird.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, an 8, he is not able to puncture the plate mail either. So you guys are locked in furious combat, shifting and trying to get better position. Weapons are ringing off of each other, but the battle continues. Ian, any bonus action, Finn?
The light?
I have to use a full action to move that.
Oh, really? Gotcha.
Okay. So that's a no to bonus action?
Yep.
All right. Moving to Ian. Battle still rages.
I am within that. Again, just shout out to the seagulls outside. I shoot him twice. Or try to, at least.
All right, good, because
Yep.
seagulls only have like an 8 armor class. You should be able to hit
I
them.
was going to say,
Is it a flock of seagulls?
leave those seagulls alone.
It's a lot of seagulls.
Did it have nice hair?
And how are there seagulls in
And-
the middle of Texas?
Oh, that's bad.
I'm in Houston, and I'm right next to the coast. And I move 35 feet to my right.
Being closer or just staying within the 150 or what?
Yeah, staying within the 150.
So you're trying to
Basically
keep like a
just-
150 circle around them, but you're gonna shift a little. Okay.
Yeah.
So as long as I know where the 150 is, that's the big thing. Okay. Yeah, and there's definitely a big burning log behind you that has crashed down behind you. Okay. And moving on to Jarrel. Now the logs in front of you are probably only currently about 4 feet high. As you've noticed, one of them was ripped away and then he threw it. And now you probably have sight into the campsite and can see what's going on.
All right. right, so Jarl is going to. Jarl is going to hop up onto the logs. He's going to run down this guy here. He's going to spend a key point for Step of the Wind, which. Actually, he's going to spend the key point first and use his dash movement to get up there. Your jump distance is doubled for the turn, so he's going to attempt to jump onto the giant.
Okay, so the first maneuver in this whole thing is getting up the logs, correct?
Yeah.
So let's do an athletics check there to make sure that goes as planned.
4 feet?
Well, you're on the taller ones. These ones are the 4?
Yeah,
these are
but I
the
mean, he
8.
would have like gone to the 4 and then to the 8. Like,
Yeah, it's not like a solid structure. These are just haphazardly stacked logs.
was that going to be my action then?
No. Nope. We're
Okay.
just going to see how well you can move on these things.
All right. Athletics or acrobatics?
I would go with either one.
Okay, I prefer to go with acrobatics.
Sure. Make it acrobatic when you do it. Okay, yeah, that's enough. So, yeah, we won't cut any movement down from that. Okay, so then the next maneuver is you're going to make a jump onto the giant. And so let's think this through a second. Are you trying to grab on and hold on to him?
I'm trying to, yes.
So kind of a grapple.
Sort of a grapple. I'm assuming like he's large enough that I can like jump onto him and just kind of hang onto his armor, like kind of hang onto his back. Like I'm not trying to grapple him, but I'm trying to like hang on.
Yeah, that'd definitely be a grapple. And how far can you jump with the double?
That is a good question.
Let's take a look at jumping, because I think there's let's see. Nope, that's a spell. I don't want that. I want the
Make a
movement.
long jump. Oh, your strength determines how far you can jump. That doesn't tell me anything though. Shoot.
Yeah, when you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score. If you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump.
All right,
When you make
so
a
just,
standing long jump, you can leap only half that distance.
All right, so I would have been moving. So I guess I just roll a strength, just a straight strength.
The room assumes the height we're not worried about, such as a jump across a stream or a chasm. Or chasm, some people might pronounce it. GM's option, you must succeed on a DC athletics check to clear low obstacles.
So
Hedge
when I
walls.
jump onto him, I'm assuming he's considered difficult terrain.
I think that would be quite a bit more than just difficult terrain. He's currently in a combat and swinging a greatsword around. I don't think that would be the same as mud or rock. I'm thinking we got to come up with something here for this acrobatics thing. So it's probably going to be his AC is going to allow him either to dodge away from you or make it so that you just weren't able to get a grip on his armor. So I think it's just going to be an attack roll to grab him. And see if you can find some purchase on his armor to hold on to him. And I think attack roll will give you the most bonuses that you could get, probably.
All right, let me do that then. I'll just attack and I'll just leap off of this and attack him.
Mid-air bitch slap.
Yeah. And I won't even use my sword. I'll use my unarmed.
Open palm. Just do it open palm across
That's
his
right.
face.
Well, that is my discipline. The open hand. All right. All right. So what am I doing? So am I rolling the strength to see how far I'm jumping,
No. You get
or is it my
your
strength score?
strength. Yeah, your strength score is how many feet you can
Okay.
jump.
All right. So I can jump 16 feet. I'm assuming that's what that means because my strength is 8. So that should be able to get me to him.
Right, and that was the bonus action you used to
That was
do.
bonus action, right?
Yeah. So yeah, yep.
All right. So, in that case, then he's going to.
Yep, first one hits.
Right.
Nice.
And then he's going to use his. Oh, shoot. I already used bonus.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And you are now. Where do you land? Because that's important. You can't be in his squares.
All right. So I'm going to. So he's going to. So Jarrel basically darts up the wooden planks or whatever the wooden logs are, and then takes a leap of faith and just reaches back, slaps the guy. Actually, he's not. He's 30 feet tall, isn't he?
No, they're not. They're not 30 feet tall. I think they're something
how
like
tall are they?
19 or 20 feet.
Would I be able to reach his face?
Gotta let him reach up and slap him in the face.
Well, I don't have to. But yeah, sure, go ahead. I mean, you're pretty far up.
All right, so he's gonna leap up. Actually, he's gonna leap up onto the giant, and he's gonna take an extra step and leap up toward his face. He's gonna slap him once, and he's gonna try and slap him again, but he loses purchase as the giant's kind of trying to shrug him off, and he falls down to. He slides back down across the giant's back to the ground, and basically he stands, I think, probably closer away from Greybeard and the other giant. Actually, no, he's going to try and run back around to the other side of that giant. So how far would that be?
Well, you got to drop down within 5 feet of him first.
All right, so I would drop down.
So show
Actually,
me
no,
where
he's
that's
not going
at.
to get out of range. Yeah, he's just going to kind of hang by Finn.
All right.
What's up?
What's going on?
All right. That will move us to, let's see, so that was Jarl there. Okay, so now our Oscort is up, Oxort. Let's move our overlay there. Okay. All right, so our giant here is, yeah, he's got some different wounds on him. He's definitely got some battle wear on him. You feel like he's still pretty strong, but he's definitely, you can start to see damage taking its toll on him from different arrows or javelins or being hit with spears or lances and being punched and swords and stuff. But he is still fully able to swing his great swords. So he's going to go ahead and do that. And Finn did not hit. Jarl just punched him. Arrows missed him, so he's going to swing at Jarl, who just hit him with his greatsword. So the first one comes swinging at you. 24 AC, or to hit an AC 24.
Yeah, just hits.
Okay, so it's a 30-point slashing greatsword. As he's
Judge.
enraged from the punch.
Yeah, he's out.
Oh, is Jarl down?
Oh yeah.
You would
I
have had
mean,
all
unless-
your hit points back.
Oh, I would have.
Yeah. You guys
took a
left.
shot.
You guys had your hit points before you left.
Oh, all right. Then he's almost down.
Okay. But you're still standing because he'll swing second time if you're still standing. If not, he's going to hit Finn.
Yeah, he's. I mean, can I take the option of falling down?
You're going to fall
Play
down.
dead, man.
Just play dead. Sure.
I mean,
Do you want to try that?
I got 5 left.
Go for a
So
performance, like really buy into the whole fake dead thing. Give us a performance check.
Yeah, I'll do
I
that.
think. See if he buys you
Performance.
pantomiming it. Yeah. Yeah, 11's good enough. He thinks he's killed you. You've thrown your body to the ground roughly. You are seriously hurt. You're definitely feeling it. And so then he takes a backhand swing at Finn, attempting to knock him off of Nod. We will swing.
Sorry, Finn.
He rolls an 18.
Oh my god, he misses me.
There you go.
Not as sorry.
The plate armor makes its debut.
Well, plate should be 18. Do you get something else that boosts it?
Shield.
Shield. There you go. So you got 19 then.
I got a 20. Shield
Oh.
at +2.
+2. Nice. The shield, you actually kind of angle it, and his greatsword, as its back swinging, hits your shield, nearly dislodges you, but you've got it at such an angle that it kind of careens off in a nice glancing blow. Makes a wonderful smashing sound, but does no damage to you. Nicely done. Coffee, you were up, whimpering over behind the giant.
Not anymore. Have I had enough time to get stealth?
You can make a hide check if that's what you're talking about. So you can roll stealth. Is a 13 okay?
Is it against his perception?
I think it's against his passive, and his passive's higher than that. I think he's going to still see
All right.
you. So you
All
think
right,
you're
then I'm
hidden
coming.
at this point, but
And I rush him and I give him 2 short swords to the back.
yeah, okay. You won't get advantage because he does notice you're there. He notices
All
you're
right.
coming.
I attempted it though.
Yeah. It dramatically looked good. Thematically, it was awesome too.
19
Yeah, 1 hit.
and another 19. Consistency.
Oh,
Good job. Two hits.
Man, consistency.
Man, roll 1 more 6, and then you're going to hell.
Yeah, I'm done. That's it.
I'm done.
12 total.
All right, 2 more blood marks coming out from underneath the plate mail armor. Gashes all over it. He's still going strong, and he's still angry. Let's, before we move to Ardreth, that was the top of the round. I should have taken our break right there, but let's go ahead and take our 5-minute break. We're near the top of the round. When we come back, Ardreth's turn will be up. We're going to take a quick 5-minute, and we'll be right back. All right, let's bring everybody back in. We got a packed full night here going. Hour number 2. Back to our action, and Ardreth, you are up.
Once again, we'll try with a shot.
All right. Longbow shot at our giant. Hit.
Yeah.
Finally. All right. Ready?
Let's see the big damage. Ooh,
Yeah.
not
So
bad.
it's +4. Is that 9 include the 4 in there?
Yeah, if you hold your mouse over it, it should say 1d8 plus. It says +2 for your strength. Why do you say +4?
That's just what's showing up after it. Let me check actually on my character sheet again. When I look at it in the window here, it says longbow +4.
It's to hit. That's your +4 to hit.
Gotcha.
+2 damage.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's adding +2 for proficiency on your to hit is probably what it's doing. All right. Okay. Oh. So let's take that off. All right, another arrow sticking in between 2 plates, blood starting to pour out. Another roar from our giant friend here. You have movement or bonus action then, Mr. Ardreth?
Nothing I can do with either one, and at this point, I'm doing more staying here shooting at him than I am getting close.
Okay. Greybeard. Oh, I wish I was saying make a death save, but you were up. And exhausted.
The giant is, I mean, he's got guys on both sides of him. There's no way he's going to see me if I try that whole stealth thing for advantage, right?
You can make your hide check because he has a pretty high perception, but it's not unbeatable.
And then if I do then get into combat with him, I have advantage on my attacks, right?
The first one
First one,
is
okay.
correct.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's stealth it up. And stealth is one of those that is covered by my perception thing because my character sheet's monkeyed.
Then just roll a 1d20 plus your bonus. Just type it in.
And
Try
don't
giving
know
him a
what
new
we're
character
gonna do.
sheet.
I have not yet. I could.
bonus. It's so proficiency is at
hoping
this
to kill him
point
off, so he'd have to have a new character sheet.
3.
Yeah, I was hoping he was going to give him a new character sheet called the Cleric.
Dwarven cleric.
Plus dex.
All right.
All right, so you believe you've gathered the shadows around you. Tell me what you're doing.
Hello. Get to there.
You watch him track your movement, so you can tell he sees you.
All right. Well, I'm still gonna let him have a couple of chumps of axe. All right. Great axe.
Yeah, first one hits. Greybeard, Giant Slayer.
Big damage.
And being 5th level. Yeah! Go, go!
Nice, although that damage isn't as high as I expected.
Yeah, me either. So what is it? D12 of 4 and 8. Plus 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Damage
not
is
bad.
damage.
15. It's pretty good.
Yep.
He is definitely looking quite wounded. Not out of the fight by any means, but he's quite wounded, bleeding from multiple wounds. And you can tell his eyes are blazing with rage. He's here to fight to the death, and he's nearing death, but he's not quite there yet. But those two took a big set of chunks out of him. So that was movement. Your attacks. Any bonus actions?
No.
All right. Finn and Nod are up.
That, for the record, was a 27-point shot delivered in one round. Let's not belittle that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, that was good.
Full attack.
Oh, I'll belittle it. Let's see it. 18 is a hit.
Yeah.
Nice.
I am going to burn a smite on this. As well.
Oh, there we go. All right, remind us what burning a smite does.
It is a divine bonus to the damage. Oh, wait, hold on. It's 2d8.
Still got that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
fate.
If you mess up next time, just roll another 1d8. So we're gonna.
But he
keep
matched
that,
the
but
other
it didn't. Yeah,
I
it
can
was-
do that. Well, I keep looking at the basic roller and clicking on it to roll the die 8s, and I need to go down to the advanced roller.
Yeah. So.
All right,
And
so
then
that
9
is
more, right? So
20.
describe us what it looks like, because I don't know if we've seen a smite from Finn yet, have we?
No.
Hmm.
He Nod will rear back, and that warhammer will burst into flame as it arcs forward and strikes the fire giant right in the knee.
Nice.
And then he gets a second attack. Misses.
Yep. It clangs off of the plate mail armor.
And then Nod will attempt to bite. And I should point out that Nod actually has pack tactics, so as long as I have someone within 5 feet of me or him,
An ally.
he gets
Yep.
advantage on attacks.
Yeah. Nicely done.
And I can't find a sheet.
Too late. Moving on.
Yeah, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to roll on the dice roller.
Oh, it should be on his character sheet.
It's not. If I roll bite, it's just going to come up as one attack. And they're both misses.
Oh my god. 4 and a 1. Oh man.
Well, you would get one of his attacks. You get 2 of yours and 1 of his. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
there's
but he
a-
gets
She has advantage.
he gets advantage on his bite attack because he's
Oh, I
next
get
to
you.
Jarrel.
I get you.
So
Yeah. Okay.
4.
So 4 and 1.
A
Or
4.
misses.
Yeah. So he tries to clamp on, but he's got big metal greaves on, and he's able to withstand Nod's bite at this point. The smite and the flaming hammer definitely hurt. And so we're moving on to you got movement and you've already used your bonus action. So any movement?
No.
Oh, come on. You got to move away.
No, I do not.
All right.
And
moving
I'm
on to
even
Ian.
going to taunt him.
Oh, nice. Challenge him. He looks pretty worse for the wear. Ian, you're still 150 feet out in the darkness, but you can see all of this happening under the light.
I hit him. I try to hit him twice,
Let's see some rolls. Ooh, I see a good one.
and an 8. I get 1.
You get 1.
14.
Ooh, big damage.
Ooh.
Describe the death.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh, sure, she does it, and it's not as a death kit steal. Right.
Hey, I let you describe the death. You be silent
I'm just
now.
giving you a hard time. I know.
That was a death save, a party death save.
So is he facing me or facing away from me?
You can decide. He's kind of whirling around trying to fight 4 people at one time. So at any point as he's circling and trying to maneuver to keep them, you could have loosed your arrow and had it hit wherever you wanted.
All right. Okay. So as he is moving side to side, trying to decide who to hit, what's happening, just getting hit everywhere, he takes a chance to look down at Ildamain, his fallen love, I'm assuming, and he turns around just to chance a glance at the archers. And just as he turns to look at me, I pull an Ardreth and I send it straight through one of his eyes and through his cranium.
The right eye.
Yeah, it buries
Yeah.
in, and he begins to. Oh, we should do a roll. Who's he gonna fall on? This should be good. He's gonna crash down. We'll say 1d4. So 1 is up, 2 is to the right, 3 is to the south, and 4 is to the left. This should be fun. All right, so Finn and Jarrel, you see this giant towering who's just been struck, and you hear the meaty thunk of the arrow penetrating the eye socket. And his back is to you, but 19 feet of black plate mail begins to crash down at you guys as you dodge away, and he kind of smashes down in between you two. And we are now out of initiative. Good job.
Thank you for not making me roll an acrobatics check.
Oh, you know you want to roll one.
You're a monk. You should have that in the bag.
Yes, I agree.
Let's just say that was an epic round. Every single person hit and did work.
Yep. I see. I should have followed the forums and added more giants in. It was too easy for you guys.
We even had a map.
There was a map in there.
All right.
That was beautiful.
So you guys are so out of initiative at this point. Finn, I assume. So we have a campfire still crackling in the center. We have 2 dead bodies. We have a moonbeam still crashing down. I don't know if it makes any noise. Does it make any noise, Finn?
No.
It's a silent moonbeam?
Yeah.
All right. How long does it last?
That's a good question. One minute, so it'll go out pretty quick.
Yeah, okay. So we'll say that's starting to wink out. Archers on the outside, you can no longer see the giants. You still can't quite see your party members. You assume they're in there. And you guys are up. What are you doing?
What was he carrying? What was that thing he dug up?
What was he carrying? It's a good question.
I start moving towards
Yeah,
them.
I'm hearing searching bodies. Is that what I'm hearing from Coffee?
Look.
Yeah. Yeah.
I use my last Cure Light Wounds on Jarrel.
All right.
Oh, nice.
When you
Thank
cure
you.
people, you just punch them in the face. Your fist
Much
closed. Is that what?
appreciated.
I'm all about the fire hands.
Yes, burning healing. I love it.
Sort of light.
All right. What about the horses that you guys left behind? Somebody, what's happening with them?
I'm gonna go back to the camp and get those. Bring them over to. Are we staying in the dino area? Or
They're
the,
not too far. They're only
okay.
100 yards out or whatever. They're not.
Vice the rest of the party. Are we gonna stay here in this nice fort the giants built for us, or stay in the camp we had?
Heck yeah.
I think the giant fort, is a good long rest spot.
Next to 18
All right, I'll go back and get all the horses and the stuff from our supply area then.
Okay.
stinking, rotting meat.
Who's searching Oxort and who's searching Ildmane?
I'll search the one that's the male one.
All right. Female it is for GB.
I'm going to start a detect magic ritual.
Okay. All right. So who do we want to start with first? The male or the female? Yeah. Okay. So each of them have a giant sack.
I would have expected that at an Oxnard.
Oh.
All right, so Oxort has, as you're searching through Jarrel, he has you find a ruby pendant in the sack. You also, let's see, I need you to roll a D100, 1D100.
I'm not taking pixie dust.
You reached
Your own
in, though,
bag.
didn't you?
You get your own bag of holding. You get your own bag of holding.
So you're reaching in and you're emptying stuff out, and you pull out a dented steel shield. Roll again.
Steel shield.
It's got a pretty big dent on it.
A second steel shield.
Nope. You pull out inside there. You can smell. They've been in here a little while, but you pull out 3 dead trout,
What?
and you get to roll again.
Can I get something out of the 40s?
Ooh, 90. That could be good, right? Oh, you pull out inside there's this big drum, and it's like a musical instrument, but it's made for a giant to play. So as if a giant bard or something. So it's a giant leather-covered drum.
Like a war drum, like a huge war drum.
To him, yeah, it would be like a gigantic war drum. Give me another roll.
Oh yeah, that's a good number.
You have inside here. This is awesome. There's one of 2 items. Usually I would get to pick, but I will let somebody else in the group pick either the first item or the second item. Which one should I give him?
The one I can use.
You can use both.
Which one is funnier?
Oh my God, they're both hilarious.
Number 2 it is.
Ian
Number
says
2 it
two.
is. You get a wooden toboggan.
What is this crap?
That is what he carries in his sack.
This guy's an
No wonder
idiot.
He's dead.
Who is searching Ildomain?
GB.
GB. All right, so go ahead and give me a 1d100 roll. You guys can't blame me. Now you're making it happen.
Oh my god. Please tell me this is the stuff they dug up from Triboard.
Yeah.
Okay, there's possibility of one of 2. So Coffee, he gets number 1 or number 2. What's he get?
Number 1.
You get a carved wooden statue of an elf
Ooh.
as the first item you pull out of the sack. Go ahead and give me another roll.
Trade you my toboggan.
It looks like Tigray.
Aw.
Freaking you out.
It
Aw.
does. But to you, all elves look the
That's
same
harsh.
because you're a little
Yeah,
racist.
exactly.
If we catch him in the dark alone with a doll, it's great.
And it's like, yeah, it's like a 6-foot carving, so it's huge on him. Yeah, yeah.
Talking to it. Oh, it's okay, Greybeard.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ian, roll a 1d4 for me. A 3. You reach in and you feel something moving around, and as you pull it out, you hear the squeal of a pig. They had a pig in the sack, so you have a live pig now.
All right.
You get one
Dinner.
last roll. Come on, something good.
Sounds like dinner, yep.
All right.
This is one of the Tribor pigs that got stolen, it looks like.
All right. 99. Or 5.
4 or 5. Nice and low. Let's see what that is. You reach in there and it's kind of squishy a little bit, and you're like, what is this? And then it smells as you pull it out, and it's a moldy, stinky wheel of cheese. Pretty big wheel, about the size of your head.
All right.
Also, out of inside the sack is what appears to be, you pull out, and it looks like a kind of maybe a steel or iron. It kind of has that bluish grayish tint to it, and it's like a rod of metal of some sort, and it's probably, I don't know, probably about 10 inches in diameter, and it's probably, to them it was pretty short, but to you it's a, you know, it's like a 7-foot item, but it's pretty big rod.
Okay.
And Coffee, as you're casting detect magic.
Yep.
Yeah, there is definitely magic radiating from this rod. Do you grab the rod, Greybeard? I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulling
So
it out of the
you
bag.
can when you pick it up, you feel a slight vibration to it, and you're not sure, but you almost think it twitched a little bit, like it moved just a tiny bit.
Colonel, stop. There are no D batteries in this universe, so you just stop right there, mister.
He's going to
All
hold the doll and the vibrating rod all at the same time.
D batteries? Good lord.
Well, he said, look at the size of this thing, he said.
And then, hanging from Oxort's belt, not in the pouch, but on the belt, appears to be also a same color as the rod that Greybeard has pulled out.
I think I'm going to check my news real quick. We got a tornado siren going off in the background. So
okay.
I may or may not decide to follow it.
Okay. It is a piece of metal that appears to be like it was attached to something. It's not like anything you've ever seen. It doesn't appear to be like a weapon shape or anything. It does seem to be about 4 feet long. It has on the top of it, maybe in a half moon circle almost, some notches, but they don't remind you of it doesn't seem like it's a weapon in any way. It seems it must have been a part of something, but you've got no sense of what it might have been a part of.
And it looks like the rod, it's the same, made out of the same metal.
Yes.
And what aura are these things emanating, if anything?
Not an aura that you recognize.
Okay.
It's not a spell that's in a class. It's something different.
Any symbols on him?
Let's take a look.
I'm assuming the ruby pendant doesn't. None of the stuff I have.
Oh, and each one of these things, the rod weighs about 100 pounds.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, and well, actually, you might be getting what are the schools of magic? Where is that? I tried to look that up before.
Abjuration, divination, evocation.
Yeah, divination.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Is all you can tell. And one piece seems, you can tell it's clearly been sheared or broken. The two pieces don't look like they go together. They don't look like they're the same color, but they're not the same. They don't seem to fit together. They don't seem to do anything like that. One seems to be broken off of something. The other one seems to be a crafted item of some sort.
Okay.
And that is what you find on our giants.
Oh, no coin or anything in there?
Nope.
So
he
again,
found, he found the ruby pendant.
Okay, so nothing I have triggered the detect magic.
Nothing that came out of the sack. The thing on his belt did.
Oh, what did I find on his belt?
It's about the same color as the rod. It's probably about 5 feet long. It weighs about 100 pounds. It has a half moon circle kind of on the top with notches, but it doesn't appear to be a weapon of any sort. It doesn't appear to be in the shape of anything you've seen before. The only sense you get is it must have been a part of something, but you can't even figure out what that was. You have no reference to say.
Or the female.
Say that again.
Maybe I missed something.
You actually, your mic bottomed out there a second. I didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm just trying to figure out if I missed something or not, because I don't remember anything about the belt. Was that on the female or the male?
No, that was on Oxort. It was on Oxort's belt.
Okay. Okay.
And there was another iron rod in the female's bag. And I've got that written
that's
down.
what Greybeard has.
All right. So who pieced together the belt and the rod kind of were the same material? I guess that would Greybeard.
Well, all of you are looking at it. I assumed, so I just described it in that way, as all of you are looking at the stuff.
All right. Does so Charles is going to ask the group? Does are we all thinking the same thing? That the rod and the belt might have something to do with each other?
Oh, I thought you were still talking about the dwarf and the tigre doll.
No.
Just checking.
Yes, they definitely do.
I might come back to that though.
We need to
Like,
figure out how
should we take the belt off, or should we take the whatever that piece of that was on the belt?
Oh, we've taken it.
We have taken it.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's take everything we might need.
All right. So who took the belt thing?
I would assume we just toss it in a bag of holding.
Okay. That's fine. I just want to make sure that I'm not carrying it, or I should
Maybe-
be carrying it. Or
Maybe since we've got 2 bags of holding, maybe we should keep them separate.
I put the stuff I found in my bag of holding. So the elf statue, I didn't put the pig in there, but I did put the wheel of stinky cheese. And
I say we start cooking the pig for dinner.
Yeah, we
Anybody
got
else up for that?
We got cheese and pig.
is
And
the
trout.
trout
And trout.
edible? Is it
I'll
edible?
slaughter the pig and start working on it.
Well,
It's
everything's
hero feast
edible.
time.
Just depends who you
giants.
I mean, is this trout stinky or is it just dead trout?
It's dead trout. Yeah, it's been dead a little while.
So
Well, we
it's
got a live pig. Let's go for that.
not- All right.
I'll slaughter it and start cooking it up.
I mean, you look at it and you might think, I wouldn't eat it unless I cooked it.
The trout?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would have cooked it, but I mean, I'm not going to.
Drow eat that stuff just raw. So I'm just kidding.
It's a drower Gollum.
Same difference.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna walk over to Greybeard, and I'm just gonna present the drum and the wooden toboggan and say, "Do you want to put these in the bag of holding?"
Let's see what size. There's some restrictions there, right? Bag of holding.
Yeah.
500 pounds or something.
Well, yeah. The weight is 500 pounds,
And
but the size is like 2 by 3 or something like that.
Yeah, the toboggan's probably too big. Shield could go in. Or what?
But we can use the
so
toboggan
dented
for the
shield.
fire for the pig.
Why don't we do a quick appraise and see if any of this crap is worth taking back?
You never know when you need a good toboggan.
We can just drag it with stuff on it.
If we cook the toboggan under the pig, it will lightly cure the meat. I think it'd be beautiful.
Not jumps down off the fence and says, "You can drag it. I'm not."
I'm guessing nobody has a spell to like make stuff small.
Does
It's not
Jarrel
Harry
ask that?
Potter.
Yeah, Jarl asks that.
Yeah, 2 feet in diameter.
Yeah, it sounds like you get a bunch of blank stares at you.
All right. Because I think that toboggan would have been useful if we get into the snowy mountains. But yeah, all right. So the wooden toboggan can be firewood. So I'll give the drum to Greybeard to put in the bag.
Okay.
Do I notice anything about the drum? Like any carvings or anything that make it look like anything other than just a plain drum?
Nothing that makes it stand out.
Okay. Trout. I'm not going to do anything with those. The dented steel shield. Does anybody need a shield?
And that wasn't magical.
I don't think
No, your
anything I
detect
had
magic did not pick up anything on that.
Use it to roast the pig on.
was. Done.
We're
All
roasting them on the toboggan, I thought.
We're using that for firewood.
Oh.
You never know when you need a good toboggan.
Maybe the toboggan's made of cedar. It's like a cedar plank. Give it some flavor. All right. So steel shield, we can use that for the cooking. Nobody's going to use it. So I have basically nothing of value. I'm going to hold on to the pendant. And the drum's just going to go in the bag of holding that the Greybeard has.
Can we take an appraisal roll on the pendant?
Can anybody do that?
Yeah, I don't think any of you would have a skill at that. You'd have to bring it to somebody to have them give you a price.
I don't even see a skill for it anymore.
Yeah.
I think a crafty dwarf would be able to eyeball that with his little monocle. Say, oh yeah.
It looks,
I would not trust.
Yeah,
Greybeard
it's
to
not.
appraise
It doesn't
that.
look like a bauble. I can tell you that. I mean, it has value for sure. It's not something just to throw away.
So, but because it's stone or mineral or of the earth, do I even have a chance?
Barbarian tavern brawler.
Pirate.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and roll. Let's see what you can pull out here.
Intelligence or what?
Yeah, I think that would be. That
Or
seems pretty
investigation.
It would be intelligence, I think.
Yeah, I would
That
say.
be
Well,
intelligence.
actually, yeah, investigation because you're trying to look at it to judge value.
All right.
Sure. Yeah, just,
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
It's like a nice. You're like, it's a ruby. It's a ruby pendant.
Beautiful. I'll just put it right here in my bag.
Not so fast. I will take care of this.
Suit yourself. So, Finn, which one of these rod things do you think is what they dug up at, what's the town? Tribor.
I would guess the big one, not the one on his belt.
All right.
Actually, it's the opposite. The you can tell the one that's on his belt probably still has dirt on it. It's the piece that looks like it's broken off of something. So I would, we can call it just the fragment for now, just to keep it. And the other one is just a rod. But that looks like it's been crafted in such a way. It has a handle, but you're not quite sure what it's doing.
We need some skilled craftsmen to take a look at this. Tell us what they think.
Indeed.
All right.
All right. So the roasting the pig on the fire. You guys have a dinner at this point. Staying in this area, I assume, with two dead giant bodies next to you.
Yes.
Are we taking a long rest?
Long rest.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take first watch.
I'll do second.
I'll do third.
I'll sleep.
All right. Nobody on fourth. How many? How long are you staying on watch, and how many watches are you doing throughout the night?
I'm assuming a watch is like 3
If
or
at
4
all.
hours.
It's up to you. It's up to you guys. You
A
decide.
long rest is 8 hours, and you guys, you pointy ears, can all do that 4-hour meditate still aware thing. So I'm sleeping.
That actually doesn't count as a long rest. Believe it or not.
I do believe it.
We still need the 8 hours uninterrupted, but we can be awake for all but 4 of it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
One of you does 4, the other one does 4. Switch and
All right.
swap. And that's
Jarrel,
it.
you got first 4, I'll take second.
Yeah, I got first 4.
All right.
All right. Is anybody wanting?
I was going to do part of it too.
Throughout the night. Oh,
What
okay.
was
So
that,
like,
Lucian?
Ardreth, you want to take maybe a
I could
couple
do one
hours
of
of
those
it?
shifts too.
Yeah, nice.
I'm gonna go and burn the rest of my 18 lay on hands on Greybeard
Woo! That gets
Okay.
if we're taking a rest. And that is all my spell slots. My capability.
and then we're just gonna have our hit points back, right? Because I still have 4 hit dice left to burn on a
Well,
short
it's-
rest.
If the
So
long you get a
long
full.
rest, you get full
All right.
full
Cool.
health, don't you?
You get your hit. You get to use your hit dice. Yeah.
Don't you recover all your health after a long rest?
No, you get in your short rest. You can decide how many hit dice you would like to use. There's a certain number, and then at the long rest, you can also determine how many of your hit dice you're using. It's possible to come out of a long rest without having all of your hit points back. You can have a pretty good number of them depending on how you roll. And if I know there's not going to be like any other things going on, I mean, we have in the past just given you guys full health. But you're out in the middle of the wilderness at this point.
Okay. All right. I didn't
What's
know.
half of 5?
2.5.
In game, is it 2 or 3?
3.
Okay.
You see my message, Ardreth?
Yep.
All right. And let's say you take the last 2 hours. So who was second watch? Coffee?
Yep.
Yeah, so Ardreth wakes up at some point. You have just a couple hours left. He's going to take the final and, basically... Well, I'll let you play it out, Ardreth. I won't tell you how to do it.
Oh no. So, actually, who took second shift?
Coffee?
Coffee. So, Coffee, you go over to my bedroll to wake me up and find it empty.
I take all your stuff. No. So you're gone?
Gone, and
Gone and what? Didn't hear you.
I'm gone, and everything is literally there, including my clothes.
Do I hear a wolf in the distance? Is there a hot blonde
No, you're
chick?
not. You're not hearing any sounds. It's been quiet. You were pretty alert on watch, and you didn't hear anything.
Weird. And did I ever look over, see him there, and then look over and he's gone?
No, you were probably mostly paying attention to the outside more than you were kind of where people were laying. Keeping an eye on the inside. You were just because it's a pretty big area. You have these 5 logs that are keeping you there, but if you're checking each of the sides to make sure nothing's sneaking up on you at any given time, you just realize, wait a minute, when's the last time I saw Ardreth? It just kind of crosses your mind when you see his empty bedroll.
And he's supposed to be next watch.
Yeah, yep.
I attempt to message Ardreth if he's within 120.
Yeah, you attempt, but you do not get any response. You're not sure if you're being heard.
And I look in through his pack and his clothes. All his clothes are there?
Yeah, you're looking at everything, and it seems like everything. I mean, you don't have a good inventory on Ardreth, but it seems like all his stuff that you've seen.
His weapons, his clothes, his pack.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to wake anyone else up, but I'm definitely going to be way more alert, and I'm going to kind of go around the top of the fort, looking out into the forest, trying to see if I can see Ardreth anywhere, or see any of his. Just see if he's out there anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, you're not seeing anything that's, your night vision. The sun's probably going to rise in maybe an hour and a half. You're not seeing anything in the range of what your night vision is.
Okay, then I'm just going to chill and remain on the outlook.
Cool. All right, Ardreth, let's have you, the minute the sun pops up over the horizon is when you wake. And you're just kind of out in the field somewhere.
All right. And so when I wake, I'm trying to basically figure out what the hell's going on, but realize pretty quickly that I'm not in camp anymore and potentially not wearing anything at this point. So I will try to get my bearings, which luckily I'm half wood elf, and proceed back towards camp.
Yeah, you realize that you're probably, your instincts are telling you seem like you're maybe 2 miles away, 1.5 miles, 2 miles out. You're definitely cold, as the evening was chilly, but the sun's starting to rise, and that's going to start warming you up. And you start heading. Somehow you went quite a bit north, it seems. Not in any area you've been before, but you feel like you're pretty far north, about 1 mile or 1.5 miles north of where you think camp is. And then you trudge back, and it's only probably a 12-minute walk back, unless you're running. And Coffee, just as you're probably about to start waking everybody up, as the end of the watch has happened, you see Ardreth coming from the north, buck naked.
I run over to Ian and wake her up and point towards Ardreth. No, that's cruel. I wouldn't do that. That's mean.
I'd probably already be awake, but okay.
I'm just gonna kind of look at Ardreth, kind of like, I'm not gonna wake anyone up. I'm gonna give him his modesty of getting his clothes on.
I was swimming, man. Taking a bath.
I'm gonna ask him if he's okay.
I'm good. And I'll head over towards my stuff and start to get dressed again.
Yeah, and we'll say maybe there are several of you that are normally early risers, and maybe normally this might have been a night that you would have gotten up. But the battle with Tribor charging after the giants, most of you were exhausted. Maybe for the first time you actually slept till sunrise versus being one of the ones that got up. Because you knew somebody was on watch, so there was no. So that we'll leave that as just a little vignette to explore further in our role play at some point. So yeah, Ardreth, you're able to get all your stuff on. You start to see people kind of get roused around camp. You guys are at.
Are they roused because I'm naked?
No. They're just getting up because it's time.
Not aroused.
Just making sure we've had elf dolls tonight and vibrating wands. I'm just trying to be clear.
You guys were playing
Greybeard.
You guys want to play a different game, I guess.
No, but I was sleeping on that big rock. Creating magic.
I do have a question for the DM, or actually just anyone in general. So the ring of protection that I have, am I holding it for somebody, or is that mine, or what was the context of that?
We just gave it to you because we hadn't really had a long time to talk about treasure distribution. We ran out of town super fast.
Okay. When you attune something, can you re-attune it if somebody else takes it?
Yes,
I believe so.
That's a good DM question.
I think that is true. I've not read that rule, but I'm pretty sure that is true.
Takes like a short rest, I think.
It's
and
like
I think
4 hours.
I mean, maybe you should pull it out and have the discussion, because I think because you weren't there, it was one of those things where nobody decided to do anything with it, whereas everybody's here tonight. So it might be a good idea that your group talks about how to deal with loot distribution at this point. You've gathered long enough that there should be some idea of how this works.
I think that's a good discussion over breakfast.
I wholeheartedly
Bacon.
applaud it, and I'm going to say in 5 minutes when we come back from our break, we are going to have an RP session, how our group has a talk with them each other and not the DM interrupting them, and they're going to figure out what they're going to do with their loot, which would be nice, and everybody will get to hear what's going on. So
Just
let's go ahead
say-
and take our 5-minute break. Oh, go ahead.
Just say you want to go play with your dog, Dan. That's all you need to say.
I'm about ready to go. I'm sure my wife is like, "This is your dog. Why aren't you up here watching it?" So
Yeah.
I can't be too long. But let's do our 5-minute,
For what?
All right.
and then we will come back and we'll have our camp breakfast discussion. All right, here we go for our final hour. We are in the morning. The sun has begun to rise. Those of you that like breakfast are beginning to think about your breakfast, and you're sitting around the campfire that's been kept up throughout the night. And we open the scene with all of you hanging out. Let's move you all in, I guess. Around the campfire area.
When whoever it is kind of kicks me in the butt to wake me up, I'm like, the ship better be on fire. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, huh? Rub the sleep out of my dwarfy eyes.
I wake up, Greybeard, and because I'm still miffed about what you did last night, I empty out one of our extra water skins all over you. Actually, you know what? No, two. We have some to spare, and I empty out them all over you.
All right. Then I guess what I say that is, we're taking on water. All hands on deck. Dwarves and treasure in the lifeboats first. What the? Oh, Ian. Good job on the Giants, huh? That's me laughing, not Greybeard.
I keep going until the water skins are empty, and I just drop them there, and I give you like a long look, and I walk away to the other side of like this 10-foot fortress.
You had that coming.
Oh yeah, in a big way. Player me understands completely. Greybeard saw a job that needed to get done, and he went and did it.
It was a beautiful plan. It worked perfect.
It was validated with it working. So yeah. So wait till the next one.
Just be grateful we didn't let you or her throw you into the fire like she wanted to.
Right then. So
I suggest that we have this conversation mounted on the ride back.
I agree. It'll give us time to talk about it and make progress.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I have my horse?
Sounds good. So you guys are riding back. I'll put you on the other map again.
To the tribal.
Do the horses have names?
Did you give your horse a name?
Mine
up to
is
you
Pudge.
then mine is Twisted Fate.
Oh wait, mine's Karthus then.
Mine's Roach.
Can you guys still see the map, or do your tokens have to be on there to see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Actually, yep.
Oh, there, I got it now.
Yeah. So you guys are this red line. You were up in these hills after you had crossed the river right about here. You are currently walking your horses back and probably having this discussion on the northeast side of the river. Haven't quite got back to the river yet. Heading back to Tribor. So continue on.
Hey, wait! Before we leave the fort, did anybody bring proof that we have killed 2 giants?
I think we should for sure.
Like any of our psycho ear cutters decide they need a grizzly trophy?
Sounds good to me. Only on the female, though.
How big are
Looks cool on them.
They're gauntlets. They're plate mail gauntlets.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Thing, right?
How big around
Yeah.
are their heads?
Their appearance.
Yeah. Their heads would be pretty good.
Pretty big.
Just like a lock of hair or something.
That would be a great thing to give some of the inn people to have as trophies for bringing in some business. These were the giants that attacked Tribor. A
Are there
toe.
Yep, that was what I was going to say, Skyrim style.
They're great swords, the giant great sword or something.
I guess we could scalp them. Get some hair, get the scalp. I mean, that's what they used to do, right? You can't take the whole
wood
body.
elf. Ian is so wood elf.
So are their heads too big around? Are they more than 2 foot in diameter?
Yeah, we're gonna say none of the body parts of the giant are gonna fit
Okay.
in your bag.
How about the eyeballs that weren't shot out?
Ooh, oh.
It's like it's got
Sure.
a whole party of Hannibal Lecters
But
here. I'm
I
thinking
don't
the
know how
great
you're gonna
swords would be
keep
just fine.
All right. Finn is securing the great swords to the side of Nod. I'll get a couple of giant toes. 2 right toes.
Okay.
Pinky toes.
Are these great swords even usable by a human?
No, God, no. They're gigantic.
Yeah, but could you imagine them over the hearth of a inn?
Well, I'll say this: a
would be
human, if a human had 25 strength, he could swing it, or she could swing it.
I was thinking anime style.
Yeah. So if somebody comes up with 25 strength, you can definitely swing one of these.
Hey, if we were in the Warhammer Fantasy Battles universe, they'd be made out of titanium aluminum, and anybody could swing them.
Right.
What doesn't make
I think-
sense with that? It'd have no weight to do any cutting power, though.
Those will be impressive when we get them back to Trimore.
Yeah,
That's
those are
true.
worth
I just see some
dragging
here.
behind us. Could we fit them? How heavy are they? Could we just put them into a portable bag? Portable
Too
hole?
big to be in a portable bag. Too long.
Can we just drag them on the road back to Tribal?
Yeah. You can hook them to one of the mounts, and you're just dragging them back. No big deal.
Sweet.
I just
Not-
take a whole bunch of their hair.
Nod will reiterate that he is not a plow animal.
I'll drag one behind my horse.
Okay.
I'll drag the other.
All right. Write them down. Whatever you guys are doing, taking.
I did.
We could also ask Othavir when we get back to town about the odd items. Get a mage's perspective on them.
So, right, Jarrel, we gave you that ring because, well, you don't have any armor, and you duck a little bit better than I do, but not much. That was my thinking.
Jarl nods and is very much appreciated. It will definitely help, but I don't want to take it if there is better use within the group.
Oh, I think we could all use protection.
So, what are you thinking then, Finn?
I think we should see who it would be best on. Of the people who get hit the most in this party.
That's true.
Not that I wish any of the party members to be struck, but we do have specific roles that we sometimes try to fill.
I would while I would not want to take it away from somebody in the group, I believe that I can put it to better use. I am not of any use from range, so I need to be up close and in melee to have any sort of impact in the battle. And with no armor, I could probably have more impact if I had the extra protection while I'm in close.
I have no problem with that. But if the ring should ever go up for grabs again, or you find another ring that is better, I would like that ring as well.
And that sounds quite reasonable. Although I don't think I'd find anything back. It's a miracle that we found this.
I'm half expecting its magic aura to disappear at any moment.
We haven't. There's nobody that can not appraise it, but identify it, right?
No, it was identified in town.
It was
before you
Okay.
guys left, and it is a ring of protection +2.
Okay, so it's not cursed or anything.
Not that you know of.
Well, that's what I was asking. So it wasn't identified; it was just
I think
identified.
there's a spell detect
Yeah, we
curse, right?
So yeah, that was all. Just as long as it goes to someone who will use it
Okay,
to its full extent.
I will do my best. So in that case, I will put it on and attune it through the for the duration of the trip back.
Okay, yep. Go ahead and add it to your character sheet.
Guys, did we pass out the regular healing potions that I got before we left?
I used
Yes.
one on you, and that's the only one I had.
And I have one.
All right,
Same,
but-
I have one.
But those the ones that we passed out before we left, or are these ones that I'm toting around in a bag, going like, "Oh, hey, we have," because I got 4 regular healing potions from the shop in Tribor before we left to chase the giants.
We passed
Yeah.
those out.
Okay.
Yeah, one of those is the one I used.
Okay, good. I am crossing them off. Okay. Now, you were saying something about how we distribute the treasure when we find treasure. Or was the ring what you wanted to talk about, Finn?
Currently just the ring. Everything else, as long as we're distributing it in a logical sense, I don't care.
Sounds good.
Dwarf logic or other people's logic?
Meaning you have to share, Greybeard. You're no longer alone. As much as you like to run in by yourself, you do have friends with you who also need things to live.
Right. So when you find treasure, we split it up.
Yes, evenly amongst us.
Right.
Then I should be honest. I should be honest.
When
I have
you
a.
find treasure, we split it up. I love how he said that.
Sorry.
I do have a ruby pendant.
Well, we'll take it to Tribor, get it appraised, and if we find no use of it, we can just sell it.
Should we
Somewhere.
have some sort of distribution of the whatever we find? I believe Ardreth has the other golden bag of holding.
Say
Oh,
what?
yes.
I do.
Should we distribute the loot, the treasure between the two, whatever resources we have? So that if we lose one bag, at least we have something else.
So the bag I have in it has, after we had spent some money, 100 gold, 43 copper, 75 silver in the bag of holding.
You know, I feel a lot safer having Ardreth carrying the money than Greybeard. Just gonna throw that one out there.
And I say, I've got our food and arrows.
I feel much more
Bag of
comfortable with
fluff.
Greybeard having all of that.
A rope and grappling hook, a shield.
So
We should probably spread the arrows between the two, since Ardreth is an archer also.
All
So
right.
if we get split up, we have some.
There's
Yeah, for those of
50.
you that fired arrows, you would have been able to recover half, but then the other half would have been destroyed that you fired in that battle. So try to keep track of that.
So would it be good to have armor and weapons, Greybeard, and the rest with Ardreth?
Within reason. I think like Greybeard should have the utility items, and Ardreth have like.
Ardreth should have this. Or, I mean, Greybeard should have the stinky fish.
I agree.
Oh no.
In fact, while he was sleeping, before I dropped a bunch of water on him, I took one of the dread trout and I skinned it thinly, and I stuffed it in one of his pockets while he was asleep. So
All right. Hey,
that's
little-
somewhere on your Greybeard.
little-
Hey, Greybeard,
little-
roll a 1d6.
All right. D6.
All right, an hour later, you start to smell something coming from your pocket.
All right. Why'd I put this here? Slap it off into the trail.
I think we should distribute the money and the coins as soon as possible, and dump the rest of that gear as soon as we get back. Those bags should be empty when we walk out, unless it's like party gear.
Or food. Sure.
It's just going to be a nightmare keeping track of the stuff.
Yeah, you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
have rations too that you were given by the townspeople.
Yeah.
Although you
those.
were able to eat the pig, so you didn't use any up on this trip. But make sure you have those marked down, because eventually we need to keep track of that stuff too.
Right now, it's all in the bag of holding. You want to split it up into both bags?
Well,
Sure.
we can do it when we get back to Tribor.
All right. Okay.
All right, so you travel throughout the day. You guys are about a day away from Tribor, so you wake up that morning and it's about dusk as you're coming back in the northeast side of Tribor. And you can see that people are still in the cleanup phase at this point. So you guys are on the northeastern side of town.
I say we ride these swords right into the middle of town, into the campgrounds.
The destroyed
Go for
tower, maybe?
Yeah. Straight up to the Durendril, who's the chick that sent us off on this? Durathra.
Okay, so you guys are riding into town. So you pick up on the northern road and you ride into the center. So remember that on your left is one of the campgrounds. Actually, on the right and the left, and then you see the tower that's been hit by several rocks. And Durathra is actually there directing work crews to clear, and they're starting to set up some scaffolding as if they're gonna try to start repairing the tower in the center. And she sees you guys riding down the northern road, which it happens to be called the Long Road. It's the same kind of road it's the same road you guys took up from Waterdeep, although you're coming from the north side this time. And she kind of waves as you guys come up on your horses. And
One thing before we start,
Go ahead.
can we have discussed on the road back that I don't think we should tell people that we're in possession of the items? We should be able to describe them and try to look for them, but we should just basically say that we have them in a safe place, because we don't know who's actually looking for these, and we don't want it to become a target. And until we are sure of somebody like that's going to actually help us identify these, we don't even notify that we have or whip them out.
I would like to tell Durathra.
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't think we should be like walking around with them in town.
Okay. I'll have Nod give out a big roar before we get into town.
And as start to come out, Greybeard's like, "We killed the giants and we do it again. We do it again." And just sings badly.
nice. So you get some cheers and you get some hand raises, and you still see a lot of fear in a lot of the town folks too, but they're seeing your procession coming into town. And you guys see Durathra kind of wave to you as if welcoming you back into town. And where do you guys ride up to?
Well, Finn will go right to Durathra.
Okay. Yeah, so as you come up, she's standing there. She's finished talking to some of the work crew and kind of turns to you.
Your giant problem is solved.
And she gives a
Get
nod,
the
and she
sword.
kind of looks. Yeah, she kind of looks to see the swords that are being dragged behind some of the riding horses, and she says, "Those are fine trophies you've brought back." Shall we retire into the tower, and you can tell me this tale of chasing down fire giants?
Do you have wine?
Of course. She waves all of you in and brings you in back into her her office area where you've all been at least a couple of different times before that you recognize. And you can tell that there's damage even inside here, but you're kind of out of the crowd's eye, and you have a moment to speak with Durathra.
Well, let's break out the bits and show her. Say, this is what the giant was digging up.
Yeah, she looks at it, and then she looks to Finn and says, "Well, what are they?"
I have no idea. Coffee doesn't know. We thought maybe Othavir might have some idea. They're magical.
She kind of looks to Coffee and as if, waiting for you to provide some information, as if you were when Finn gives your name up, it sounds like you're the expert on magical stuff.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go over that I've detected its magic of unknown origin or school.
Yeah, you got divination, actually.
Oh, I did divination. So something of portent, and we're not quite sure how they activate or if they're used together, but obviously they're made out of the same material.
All right, so Durathra looks at Finn again, and then with kind of a pretty serious look, I think maybe these should then be sent to Waterdeep, and she gives you that look, kind of a knowing, telling look.
I'll just nod and agree. Absolutely.
Jaws flexing, strength rolls.
Sorry.
She says, "Well, shall I have them shipped to Waterdeep then?"
If you think that's best, I am unsure what the future travel plans for this group is. If we were needed to take them back, can they be safely transported?
And she kind of looks at the whole group, and then just kind of says, "We have our agents, and we could have it brought back. I think our superiors would want to see these."
Does anybody else see a reason to keep them?
Wait. We're gonna lump these over and just send them away to some
The artifacts that were dug up inside of her town?
artifact. I don't know where this other rod came from. This could be anything. That could have been on the giant.
Well, clearly it's the same metal. Do you have a suggestion, Master Dwarf?
As much as I don't want to trek back to Waterdeep, at the same time, I don't trust anyone to take these back there. What if the giants have other friends in flying towers that just come and grab them?
I'll look to Durathra.
Yeah, she kind of looks at the dwarf, then turns to Finn and says, "The decision's yours. Obviously, your group has defeated the fire giants. Obviously, you have acquired these items. I believe we should get them to our superiors, but it's up to your group." And then she just kind of lets you make the decision as a group.
Well, let's take a day to talk about it, since we have no more plans at this point.
And she says, "Okay, if you don't mind, there's a couple things I would like to." She says we still have Gelron's remains here, and as the roads are amply dangerous, as everybody can tell, when we've all heard of the reports of raiding orcs or hill giants attacking, or you guys have seen attacks of towns, and even we're here for this one. I'm not sure I could convince any of the townsfolk to return Gelron's remains to Felbar, but I'm sure if you were to return, he is a highly honored armorer and dwarf of high stature at Citadel Felbar. And if you were to bring his body back, his remains back, I am sure they would reward you further.
Do we have any idea where that's at?
Yeah, Finn, you've traveled enough to know it is to the northeast along the Evermore Way, which is the road that leads east out of town. Others of you who are, as your backstory is that you've traveled around, you can go ahead and make a history roll to see if it's a place you've been before. We'll just let it come up. So if you're a well-traveled background person, you can make a roll. Ardreth, you actually also have been out to City Felbar. Coffee, you've been there. Greybeard, you haven't made it out that far east, possibly, or if you did, you didn't stop there. Or you may have heard of it as a dwarf, but you haven't been there. You wouldn't know exactly where it is.
Too far inland.
But you do know that heading down Evermore Way pretty much gets you pretty close, and then you switch off over to Raven Road, and it brings you, or actually the Silver Moon Pass brings you the rest of the way. You know it's to your northeast. Now, you also know probably from Tribor.
Sorry.
You're thinking 400 or 500 miles. So it's a journey for sure. It's not just a hop, skip, and a jump.
How well will the body keep?
It can be wrapped in like something that would preserve it as best as they can, as best. But they mostly want his remains versus, his. It wouldn't have to be like you have to deliver a pristine body. It's delivering his remains. And so she kind of looks to see if that's something the group would want to do or not.
So that's.
She also says, let me say this too. And she says also, while you're thinking about it within the next day or so, let me know, or I'll start to look for if I can find some other way to get his remains to Felbar.
Was that 200, 300 miles away in what direction?
It was probably somewhere around 450 to 500 miles to the northeast.
Northeast.
Yeah.
Northeast. Okay.
If you haven't been there. Like, where are you from again, Ian?
I'm from the High Forest.
The only thing that you might know about that is it's... Because the High Forest is straight east of Tribor. You would know exactly where that is. And you're sure you probably have heard of Citadel Felbar is quite a bit to the north of the High Forest, but you wouldn't know how to find it unless somebody else brought you there. Or if you asked, you could obviously ask as you go through towns and get closer and closer, but you have a couple of people that have been there before.
Okay. Wow, that's out there. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and she says, while you're taking your day to make your plans, let me know, and then I will make arrangements accordingly. She says, you're welcome to finish your wine, but I'm going to go ahead and get back to the construction and getting town back into order, and then getting our defenses bolstered in case there could possibly be some other attack at this point. Is there anything else that I could help you with?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, and she leaves you there, and she walks out to go start talking to the work crews that are around the center tower there.
That's a long trip for a possible reward.
Yeah. We also have to talk to a couple more people. As PB, I'm saying we have to talk to a lot more people in town. A lot of you guys had some relations with the NPCs, so maybe we should talk to them before we make any other choices.
Yeah, I was supposed to talk to
Jarrel?
Urgula.
Oh, that one.
She said for me to come back and talk to her.
And was Dars giving you the shifty eye, Greybeard?
Wait, what?
Was Dars giving you a side eye, like, we should talk? Before we left?
Yeah, we talked at one point, but yeah, I should probably check back in.
Was there anybody else who approached you guys?
I don't think Oathevere did.
No. We should probably still make rounds, just...
Yeah, well, yeah. Narth had mentioned something to Finn and Greybeard. Dars had mentioned something to Finn and Greybeard. Oathevere hadn't said anything yet. Urgula had mentioned something to Coffee and Jarrel. And you just talked to Darathra. And as, so are you guys leaving and going to do something else?
What are we gonna do with these big swords before we run out?
I didn't ask her about the swords.
We gonna try to sell them to somebody or give them away?
We should drive one into the place where they dug up the thing, make it like a shrine.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And maybe give another one to an inn.
Inspiration, Greybeard. That's
Yeah,
cool.
maybe North Shield, since it took the brunt of the attack.
That's
and
true.
it's where they held their ground.
I like that
We should go
idea.
take it to her. Yeah.
It's really cool.
So let's go visit Urgula first.
Okay.
And then we'll go around.
So Urgula's is a little bit to the east, over where the North Shield had burned down. Finn, you get the wave from Darathra to kind of come over as your group kind of starts to head over towards the North Shield.
All right, I'll just wave on, and Nod will go with the group, but Finn will walk back to talk to her.
Yeah, and she reaches out like you're going to shake hands, and then she kind of palms to you a badge. And she says, if you guys do go northeast to Felbar, you may want to stop on your way to Daniver's house and tell him of the attack on Tribor. Talk to Drow Felivin. And, where is... Daniver's house is in Everland, which is also towards... You actually go through Everland on your way to Felbar.
All right, could you write that and type that in chat?
I was going to ask the same thing.
Copy, paste it.
If you don't want to, I could do it. I'm writing it down.
I just want the spelling and everything.
No, I'll get it.
Oh, well, I can't get you that. The spelling's a little too weird for me.
My notes are written as if Greybeard's remembering them. So it says, drag a dwarf 500 miles home, treasure escort to Waterdeep,
Nice.
Let me make sure I got the right location before I do that.
About the event.
Oh,
I've just started a new page in my notes, literally just called Tribor Quest. I'm ready, guys.
yeah, Everland.
When will you
Okay.
be publishing that?
Hey,
If
what?
you want, I could.
I have written down that that's a ring of protection +2.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
Draw. Thilev. All right. And as you kind of look at your palm, and she's done it in such a way that nobody that is even if they were watching you would have seen that you were given something. And just as you're putting it away, you're able to take a glance at it, and you can tell it's a badge of your faction.
Okay.
And she says, yeah, to talk to Drow Thilev. If you pass through Everland, he'll be at the Daniver's house, and let them know of the attack on Tribor.
I'm looking at a map. I have no idea where it's at.
That's in near the Glades, isn't it?
It is, and I was the reason I kind of blacked the map out a little bit is to give it that the idea that you guys kind of know the general direction of stuff, but that you don't know exactly where everything is, because a lot of these maps show you everything in
Oh, the Evermores. Oh. Ever.
in the Sword Coast, and it'll add a little bit of value to Jarl's map making ability, which is what's lit up now, is what Jarl has been able to map. So anything that from this point on in the group, I'm going to open up as Jarl would have an actual visual map of that area that you guys have been to. Unless Jarl
Charles
dies.
looks a little less jagged, though.
What's that?
So what you're saying is we shouldn't go out and buy a map.
And then, she goes back to...
I mean, we would kind of know where the big towns are, though, up on the Sword Coast. I would assume. It's just a little town.
Yeah,
so we
you guys
wouldn't-
know where Felbar is. You know what roads to take to get there, for sure.
Okay.
Cool.
None of you would be carrying a detailed map of the Sword Coast that lists all of the Elven towns, all of the Dwarven towns, all of the Giants towns, all of the...
Right.
because that's the only maps that are out there that has all that stuff on it. So yeah. So you guys are heading over, and Urgla is currently, they're just cleaning up the burning of North Shield, which is half burned. It's going to take significant repairs, and they're mostly cleaning up the damaged portions now, cutting off pieces that are going to have to be replaced. So it's like the whole half of the building is being dismantled, or they're using wheelbarrows and wagons and carts to get, rotted wood or, whatever has burned, taking it somewhere else. And you see Urgla's over there kind of helping out and directing people too as you guys are walking over. And she sees you coming, and she gives you a wave as you walk up.
Say, well met, Urgla. We have avenged the attack on Tribor, and are here to offer you this giant sword that was used against you as a focal point in rebuilding your inn.
Yeah, and she looks at the sword. She's like, and you can see she's taken aback a little bit of the generosity or the thought, and she's But we barely know each other. Are you sure you'd want to give me something like this?
Especially after ordering everybody around.
Does that come from?
Save my place!
Jarrel?
Save my place!
You fought valiantly to protect your inn in the town. I can think of no one else more deserving.
She says, well, I certainly will never turn away a gift such as this. This is an honor, and I think it would make a great mantelpiece above my morning star. It's even better than that. She says, I tell you what, although the North Shield won't be open and ready for the next probably month or so, if you guys want to meet at, and I'm forgetting, Tribor Arms, I'll buy you dinner tonight, and I might have something that you're interested in as a way of me saying thank you, and I wanted to be able to reward your group for staying and protecting the town as much as you could.
Sounds good.
I'll move us over to Tribor just because you guys can see it.
You know what I love about this map? They have privies.
Sure.
Exactly. They never show that.
I know. I always, at some point during a campaign, make a point of saying something about a privy.
All right. Say we're gonna put the people where they usually hang out for now. So yeah, she says, yeah, if you guys want to meet tonight for dinner at the Tribor Arms, I would like to possibly offer you a reward and run something by you also. And I'll buy you dinner for your trouble.
Sounds good.
Free food.
And she kind of waves over to a couple of workers, and they kind of unstrap the sword, and they carry, two of them carry it over, and she's like sizing up, and she's thinking about how she's going to redesign the great room for the North Shield, where everybody has, food and all the musicians are, and how she's going to rebuild that so that this big sword can be a main display, and it'll be a big story piece up there. And actually, what are you guys doing at that point?
I guess we're gonna eat dinner there.
Okay, just kind of fast forward to that night. Okay, as you're walking back, she says, "Wait, what's your group's name? I want to be able to carve into the mantle, the saviors of Tribor, right below where I'm going to put this sword. What's your group's name?"
Yeah, what is our group name? Are we going with Mabs?
Super dudes.
What can MAB stand for? Multiple.
The Order of Mabs?
I wouldn't be opposed. The Order of Mabs. The first thing I thought of was multiple assholes.
So that would be all of the dwarves.
Giant spade.
Nice.
We'll talk about it at dinner, and we'll get back to you.
All right.
Okay.
Would I have had? Is there anybody around here that would be able to appraise stuff, or is this not the right town for that?
No, there's all kinds of different types of people for different types of things.
Like
probably
jewelry?
Yeah, that's probably going to be. Yeah, probably Narth would be the one at the lion's share, would be able to probably do an appraisal.
Okay.
He's used to working with adventurers and them bartering with non-coinage, so he should be able to appraise something like that.
All right. I know Narth very well.
And you don't.
All right. So I'm going to try and get that pendant appraised.
Okay.
Sometime during the day before we meet up to eat.
Yeah, so let's see. Where's Narth at? Where'd he go? Let's do this. We'll just do a quick roll. Once I get a sheet up, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, as he's looking at it across the counter, he thinks he can probably sell it himself, probably for 600 gold. So he'd be willing to buy it off you for 400.
Okay. Jarrel thanks him. That's all he needed.
Okay. All right. So you guys are at the Tribor Arms. Nothing else
Yeah.
needs to be done.
Do you have to go see anybody else? Do you want to go see Dars or Narth?
The apothecary is gone, right?
No, the building is. The apothecary lived.
The apothecary person lived, but they don't
The
have
place.
any things, right? There's nothing.
No,
he has
that
to-
burnt down. Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, GB would stop in and talk to Earlham Stockpool.
Okay. Before this night, before that dinner, or
Yeah, before
after
dinner.
the next day. All right, so you're gonna split off from the group.
Yeah, if I mean, unless it's gonna look just like, all right, guys, I have to go over here. You know, if we break up a little bit at any point, you know, I'll do that.
Yeah. So you guys will have to tell me what you're doing, because if Jarrel headed to the lion's share, what was the rest of your group doing during that?
Yeah, I guess that's when I'll go over to Earlham, just like, all right, see you at dinner.
Okay.
All right. I know Narth wanted to talk to us too, so I will swing by the lion's share and ask him what he had in mind.
Okay. So going in with Jarrel then?
Sure.
Okay. So okay, and then let's see what's the other group doing, or the rest of the group, I guess.
I'll be at Tribor Arms.
Okay, heading to Tribor in waiting, and Ian, Ardreth.
I don't know. I really don't have anything to do in town. I guess I'll just walk around town, see if anybody needs any help. I'll lend them a hand.
Okay.
I'm gonna hang out at the inn.
Okay. So you're with Coffee.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So as we end our session tonight, we have the group splitting off, and Finn and Jarrel are at the lion's share. Greybeard has wandered over to Tribor Travelers. Coffee and Ardreth have decided to wait for everybody to come back down to Tribor Arms. And Ian is out helping different area people that are, out and about. And probably at some point, actually, Ian, I'll have Dars maybe bump into you, and he will have something to discuss with you when we come back. So when we pick up our session next week, we will have plenty more plot continuation in Tribor. It's definitely not done or over yet. Got plenty more to learn about, and our group getting back together and seeing what they are going to do in their future here. About to have a bunch of options. So I think tonight went pretty well. We got through the giant battle pretty quick. You guys were so worried last week, and it was like piece of cake. But we'll see what happens next week, see where they go. Should be 7 o'clock again on Monday. And if you miss anything, go ahead and watch it on the VODs or the YouTube channel for SirLucien. If you want to see player perspective, you usually can catch that over at MC Kernels also. And I think that's about all we have for tonight. Does anybody else have anything before we sign off?
All good.
Love you guys in chat. Thanks for hanging out.
All right, everybody have a great night, and we'll see you in the next one.